I found this place on Twitter. Turns out I know the owner. Small world, right? I can't wait to have him behind the culinary scene, so you guys come with me. Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
To see you.
Nice to
All
see
right.
you, my love.
I know your name. You know my name.
I do.
But you need to tell them who you are.
Okay.
So we want a little bit about yourself and where we are actually today.
So my name is EBONY Akooeyenu, and this is my cafe, Elm Cafe, and then I have GH Soul Kitchen as well. So we have 2 spaces that you guys should check out and eat from because it's good.
It is good. So what does Mona do? Why am I here with Mona today?
Okay, so I'm the CEO of both companies.
Okay.
And the whole idea is redefining what hospitality is in Ghana.
Right.
So my team are people that I choose that want a career in the industry.
Yes.
As opposed to people that are looking for something to do while they pass here.
Yeah, while
there,
they pass time, right?
So that helps. So we're looking for people that are interested, and then just creating a better customer experience.
Yes, of course.
Whatever it is we're offering, we want to offer it to the best of our ability, and it's through learning and growing and listening. So Elm Cafe has been open about 6 months now.
Okay.
And then Soul Kitchen has been open about 2 years, but slowly.
Yeah,
we just got a physical presence at East Legon. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it's happening.
It's important.
It's happening.
So I'm gonna put it on the spot. I'm hearing an accent. So where were you? Were you born and bred in Ghana?
So I was born in the UK.
Okay.
And lived in England till I was about 21.
Okay.
And
so full grown
literally
mosquito.
everything.
Yeah.
Everything, and then I came to Ghana.
Okay.
When I was 21.
Okay.
Actually to visit my mum. My mum moved a year before. My little sister moved a year before.
Right.
And I was like, what am I coming to Ghana for?
Yeah. And you're
there's nothing,
I'm sure you're like,
you know, there's nothing here for me.
Yeah.
So I decided to come and visit my mum, and then when I got here, it just felt like home.
Okay.
I don't have to explain. I can't. 10 years later, I still can't put it into words. But it just felt like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. You know.
Okay.
So I quit my job by email from Ghana.
No, was there a plan B?
No.
Oh.
Just I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna figure it
And
out.
figure it out and see where it takes you.
I'm gonna figure it out. Like worst case scenario, I'll just go back. You know. That was my thought. So I was living in my grandma's house, my mum's working, all of that sort of stuff. And actually I wanted to come straight into the events and restaurant and hospitality space.
I feel like then you always knew.
I studied events and hospitality management. So I was always going to do hospitality. It was just you know, how I was going to do it.
Okay.
But when I got to Ghana, I'm not going to lie, the money was not good. For a restaurant manager, it was... So I was actually managing a TGI Fridays as like a part of my course.
I love your ribs. Okay. Yeah.
There was an internship part of my degree where you had to go and work like in the industry that you wanted to be in.
Right.
So I did my internship there for like 6 months, and then they hired me full time. So I went through the ranks. I was a server, I was a waitress, I've been a bartender, I've worked in the kitchen, I've been a dishwasher. Okay. You have to do all of that stuff when you go on the management course.
Absolutely, yes.
So I can do everything. Like
because it's very important because I can relate.
Yeah.
You if it's pressure time, if it's lunchtime, you need to jump on the line.
You have to be able to step in. You also have to know what you're asking for.
Yes.
You know? That am I asking too much or can I do it? So I only ever ask what I can do.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit more because you know you have to push people and let them say no, you know? So I always do exactly what I can do and a little bit more, but it's helped because in every stage that I've been in Ghana, I can choose, okay, no, you're not doing this. Let me show you. Let me show you. This is how I want it done. Like even if you know how to do it and you have your way of doing it, this is how I want you to do it from my space.
Leadership by example.
Right, so that's helped quite greatly. But when I got to Ghana, there were no jobs in management that were paying. For my to be here, I had 1 year experience.
Close to what you would have.
I had 1 year experience. And the money I was looking for, they were looking for people with 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. And I was like, I don't have what you want. But I'm gonna need you to pay me more. So that was the back and forth in my brain. God chooses your angle and where you end up. So I was like, okay, let me just see what I do. So I ended up doing personal assistant type positions. Okay. I did HR, I worked in a school, I've done...
And this is all here in Ghana?
All here in Ghana. Okay. And what I realized now is that was business development for me.
Of course, yeah.
So I learned different angles of running a business and how to do all of those sort of things without even realizing I was doing it at the time. At the time, I wasted my time. Like, let me find a restaurant. Somebody give me the restaurant to run.
No.
Someone give me something to do. What am I doing?
Right.
And then I worked at Honeysuckle.
Okay.
As a manager. That was when management was paying that, like a reasonable amount. So I worked at Honeysuckle, I worked at Potbelly Shack. So I got an opportunity with Dao Dao, which I'm forever grateful for, because it showed me that you kind of can do this. Like you can do this for you. And you can create this the way you want to, and it can be less boundaries and stuff, because obviously if somebody has started a business, which Dawa Dawa did, they have an idea behind what they want to do.
Absolutely.
And it sort of felt like I was in a leadership position, right? But I wasn't leadership enough to choose what happens with the business, which is fair. It's not mine.
Okay.
And I realized I needed that.
Yeah. You know? It's funny you tell me that, because some people are content just being in the leadership position, but some people too feel like, you know what? No, I need to captain this ship, and I know the vision that I have.
I think aside that, I had decided what I was coming to Ghana to do.
Okay.
I came to Ghana because I didn't want to live the same life I was living in the UK. As per 9 to 5, waking up at 6 a.m. on the train by 7. You finish work, it's dark, you go home, you sleep. I realized that wasn't what I wanted to do. And as long as I work for somebody else, that's what I'm going to have to do. So that's my... At a point, I realized that was my issue. It wasn't even the country. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I really, really deep it, it wasn't the country. It was the fact that I was... Right. Okay. So when I came to Ghana, I kept falling back into the 9 to 5. I was like, Mama, this isn't what you wanted to do here. You have to cultivate a space that works for you. And what better to do than the food industry, which I love.
I mean, that's good, because it means you know yourself. It means you had a plan. And it means you know your principles. Because sometimes some people come and they're just like, well, it's bringing me money, so why not? But that's not you. Those are not your principles.
I'm very finicky.
Is that a word?
Yeah. I'm sorry to this. But I'm very, it's the best way to describe finicky in what I want. Like, I'm very free and, allow people to decide what they want to do with the space and sort of thing. But it still has to be in line with what I want you to do. So this is what I want. If you manage to get there in a different way than I need you to get there, that's fine. That's okay with you. This is where I need you to be. And if you can't be there, you can't be with me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need you to come to work every day to give me this deadline. If you can come 3 times a week and this deadline is still reached.
But you see, that's the thing I find about Ghana though, which I'm gonna get to asking you how you love it in Ghana, but even from how you started, like the educative co-op plans, working in the industry that you're studying in, all those kinds of stuff. How do you see that coming from the UK to a system here? How has being in Ghana been for you? Not even only in terms of work, but how was it when you came?
My biggest takeaway generally, and it's only recently I realized it's a cultural thing, is the expressing your displeasure and how that comes back to you in the long run. So an example I'll use is my people say all the time, and it makes me laugh, because they say I'm too kind, I'm too nice, I'm too kind. And it's because I don't shout.
I'm sorry, opposite.
No, I don't.
You will hear me from heaven.
You won't hear me. You won't hear me.
Really?
You will always feel me though. You will always feel me. That's the difference. And because you don't hear me, until you have to feel me, you think I don't mind, or I don't mind to talk. I don't talk plenty. I don't talk. I just show action. You understand? Like honestly, that's how I grew up. I was laughing at my friend the other day, because growing up in Nottingham is ghetto. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's the hood. Yeah. So in school, 1-2 argument, and we're scrapping. We're fighting. I'm putting hands on you because you've said too much. Like, you disrespected me. And I can't do that as an adult. I can't do that as an adult. I can't do it as a business owner. I can't do that as a wife. I can't do it. There are so many reasons I can't be ratchet. So I have to really rein it in. As opposed to me blowing up at you at first instance, and then there's nowhere to go. Because I feel like at the end of the day, I still have to work with you. So if I'm shouting at you and I'm demoralizing you and I'm treating you like a not human being, it's not going to get anywhere. But then there still has to be a balance between me speaking to you and telling you did X, Y, Z wrong, and you feeling like there's a consequence to your actions. So I mean that you won't. I'm not going to compromise who I am. In order to make you guys behave. You will learn, or you move along and somebody else will learn. That's true. That's why they say a child that refuses to learn at home will learn outside. My mom didn't shout at me. So if you shout at me, all you're doing is punishing me. Like, you're just being mean. You're not punishing me. You're just being horrible.
Just being nasty.
You haven't taught me anything. You're just being horrible to me.
I see.
My mom will tell my mom will say, you did this and this and this.
Yeah.
And it upset me.
Okay.
And I'm disappointed in you.
Okay.
And then she won't talk to me for the rest of the evening. I don't feel like talking to you today, so I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Wow.
Now you're left to sit and feel your feelings. You cannot be angry because she didn't beat you.
Yeah.
She didn't do anything to you.
But then you're just like, you feel bad that you let her down. What? Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean.
And I try and do that to other people, but obviously, you know that.
Yeah.
This is what I did. She doesn't know. She don't know what she's doing. This one doesn't know how to discipline. Let me run rings.
That's funny.
You know?
That's funny.
It's insane, and it's such a little. It is literally. I think last week. I realized that, okay, that's what I've been doing wrong.
Oh, wrong, you think?
I think wrong.
Don't you think it's been to your advantage?
Biting me in the arse a lot. we might reach a point where it works. And I won't lie, I have a few people that, even if they weren't raised like that, they seem to appreciate
that style
of management more.
Okay.
But generally,
it's not for here. It's not for
this country. And it's because corporal punishment has been how they've been raised.
I promised myself this year. I think I've reached my quota for saying bad things about Ghana, so I won't go there.
No, it's not. It's more. I feel like it's not a bad thing, but it's advice. You know what I mean? Like, it's not their fault. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's not. They're not doing it intentionally. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
This is how the brain works.
Wise.
She's not angry.
Yeah.
As per I can see.
Yeah.
Like she said it.
Yeah.
But I can't see she's angry.
Yeah.
She hasn't shown me she's angry.
Yeah.
Therefore, she's not. She's just saying it.
Yeah.
And then they go, and then when you really get angry, you're the bad person.
It's standard.
So now I don't let myself get
standard.
I'll release for you.
You mentioned that you were a wife.
So, yeah.
Did you meet your husband here in Ghana?
Did.
Okay.
We've been together for 8 years.
Wow.
8 years now, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've been married for 4.
4? That's amazing. And how has that been, like balancing personal life, being a business owner, because you have 3 restaurants, if I'm not mistaken.
3 locations to manage. And then I was doing property for a little bit as well, but I had to, when I opened Elm, I had to stop.
Had to shut that down.
With that. But luckily for me, my husband has been amazing.
Aww.
Like the most supportive. He can be in the chair while I'm working. He's just sleeping, but he's around because he doesn't want me to get an Uber home at 1 a.m. Do you know what I mean? Like the little things, or I'll be testing recipes. He knows nothing about food. Yeah. But he'll be like, babe, why did you? Because he knows explaining it. He knows if I explain it, I'll, you know what I mean? Yeah. So he'll be like, why did you decide to do this? Why did you put this? Right. But and he knows it annoys me. That little but why? What you know? I did this because I wanted to you. You know? You do know that. And he's like, okay. I just wanted to know. But that helps because being a natural in the kitchen and knowing your food makes it very easy to just flow and just do things and not you yourself don't know why you're doing it. Yeah. Which means you don't know how to teach somebody else to do it. Yeah. So that's been the biggest help. But generally, he's been very, very good. When I started Elm, again, I said to him, babe, I'm gonna have to put my wife down. My wife hat.
How many Ghanaian men are gonna understand that the wife hat sometimes has to come off? Literally, I said I'm gonna have to. For a while, and it's gonna be a different Mona, but I love you. I like this is for us, but you might not like me, but I want you to remember this conversation that I'm not treating you differently because of anything between you and I just don't have the time, because I'm geisha wife. She's a boss lady.
I'm really wife as well. I cook for him, I serve, like because I I really enjoy it. I'll cook for him, I'll play it out. I don't know if you've seen on Twitter, like I'll post a picture of Salon's plate and I'll post a picture of mine. Yeah, and then it's like chaka chaka and woo, and you're just like, is it from the same person? I really enjoy it though. So, but I feel like even him getting used to that, I had to be like this, like don't real get quick, used to it. You know what I mean? Like real quick, I'm gonna stop. I'll be back when I'm ready though. Like no pressure. Right. But yeah, the fact that he's understanding, he knows what the goal is, and he can see. I think that helps a lot. He can see the work, he can see the progress, he can see where we're going. That's important sometimes too, because I mean we're human beings, and sometimes when someone starts a project or they start something, you want to be able to know that, like, okay, is it going somewhere? Like, is the investment, like, are we reaping from our investment? You know what I mean? And I'm very communicative. Like, this week, baby, I can't. I can't do. Because I realize what I put into my relationship, and I know, like, everything I do is very intentional, right?
Yeah.
So I know when I'm taking an energy even away. I know when this week you'll annoy me if you ask me for this, so I beg. You'll annoy me if we go into the right. Let's avoid this for now. I'll let you know when I'm ready. And I think that helps a lot, because I'm very, very, you don't have to guess with me. Am I in a good mood? Am I upset? Am I, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to, I'll let you know, because me personally, I don't like problems.
Good. So, you know, there have been the rise of like a lot of people watching Ghana on social media, and, you know, a lot of diasporans wanting to move back or, you know, kind of like live here partially. So what would you say for you was like that middle ground of like, okay, this is my book of principles, this is what I'm going to do, or like this is my advice for anyone who is like thinking of moving to Ghana from, you know, diaspora land, or starting a business, or for someone who literally 21 years abroad. So I mean, what will you tell us?
What I would say is,
okay, I'm gonna interrupt her because
I tried to tell you.
I
tried to tell you.
I know she's gonna get personal,
and you didn't want to listen because it's going there.
Because I know
that's how I'm gonna go with this. So in fact, prep them and let's start. Because you can't run away from me today.
The moment I asked her the question,
I said, from me today.
Damn, she's got me in a corner. So we actually, off camera, personally, Mona and her husband had come to one of my cooking classes.
Yeah.
And, you know, we were talking because, you know, my 1 year in Ghana is coming up. So I'm asking her for advice, you know. I need a mentor in my life. And then she's telling me, and I'm just like, I don't want to hear it.
Answer the question.
I'm going to let you
answer the question. I want you to say the subject title and then elaborate. Answer the question. What's the answer?
Okay. So this is what she said to me. She said, you can't keep running away.
That part.
If you always put in your mind that, oh, I can always go back later. Oh, I always have a plan B. You're not going to be dedicated.
That part.
That's what she said.
Verbatim. If you always have an escape.
I'm quoting her.
If you always have an escape, you're not going to put your all in. You're not, like, it's, you say you will. You think you are. You think you are. You will truly believe that you haven't though. Because last, you can't, my mum to this day still does it. She moved to Ghana before I did.
But she still goes back.
She's going in May. She's going at the end of this month. Because she's feeling tight.
Yeah.
It's not like she's
broke. She's a bit uncomfortable. Then jack back.
She'll go for 6 months. She'll come back. Then she'll chill. But this is where you want to be long term.
Yeah.
So make it that as you're here long term, you can do what you need to do. Like my own is, I want to have more branches, which is why I do a lot of remote work with my people. You have to mess up, so I know how to fix it. I have to see where the holes are, so I can plug them. I can't be here and on it and every time. So I come here at least once a week, and I spend a day here just to observe what others won't observe. But I've intentionally hired a competent team. I've select people that I'll ask questions because I know they'll answer it in a way that makes me feel at peace. What's happening with XYZ? Okay, do this next time. There's cameras. There's things that have made it easy for me to achieve. Like I said, I moved to Ghana not to do 9 to 5, not to be sitting in somebody's office all day. I want to be able to say today I'm tired.
Please. Take a vacation.
I'm not doing this with you. I'll speak to you tomorrow. But at the same time, know that okay, I can check what's our sales doing. Have we run out of this? Do we need to order this? I know all of that. Yeah. I don't have to step foot here.
That's amazing.
You know, so that was been, but it has to fall.
It does.
You know, you have to let it. You have to not be afraid. Sorry.
Yeah. To
let the pieces fall so you can pick them up and put them
again,
and figure out why they fell. What was weak? Why did this that I wanted to do not happen? And then also, like I said, you can't. I have to make it work.
So honestly, realistically, and I know people don't love going into numbers, and sometimes it's a bit of a sensitive topic, but you had the idea. Yes, you had the training. You did training for events. You had the passion. You said you were intentional. You had the intentionality. What did it take? Because this is beautiful, and I'm really enjoying my drink here today. So it's easy for me as a client to just come here and say, "Oh, this is nice. Like, I wonder who the owner is." People want to know numbers. What did you have to sacrifice? Now we know in terms of time and your personal life, but in terms of like finances, in terms of resources, what are we looking at realistically?
So for me, I am the type where I don't like taking risks, honestly. So everything I do is very, very calculated. I won't spend the money until I have it. So when I started with Ebony's Kitchen and Happiness is Homemade, I did a lot of pre-order basis. So I take orders up until like 12 the day before, and then in the evening, that's what I would use to go shopping.
And then I remember you were saying that if no one orders, you don't cook. So that way you're not spending.
I'm just not going to cook. Do you know what I mean? Like if it's not enough to make my money make sense, I'll return everybody's money to them. But I had to price in a way where if I get maybe 10, it makes sense. If I get 15 orders, it makes sense. And even if I'm not losing, I'm breaking even, or I'm making, you know what I mean, an appreciative amount.
But would you say it was more out of pocket, family and friends, an investor?
So eventually...
Yeah, people want to know, okay, I want something like this.
Eventually...
How much?
Eventually it was an investor.
20,000.
Eventually it was an investor. I'm not even going to pretend that I did it on my own. But it started with hard work and good food. I found my investor through sending a random package one day. Thank you. Story of the genie. I sent a package to my cousin, actually. He was in Ghana for a little bit, and I was like, look, this nigga never orders my food. I'll send him some. You don't know about me. You know those older cousins that don't really mind you. Like, okay, so I'm sending some food. And he didn't actually eat it. His wife ate it.
What?
And was like, you have to taste Mona's food. Like, it's sick. So he called me and was like, look, my wife really liked your food. Send me something else. I'll pay for it. I just want to taste it. He tasted it, and then he called me back and he was like, so...
What are we doing?
Do you want to do this for real? And I was like, absolutely! Like, yes, I do. So he was the first investor into Soul Kitchen. That's when it changed, from Happiness is Homemade to Soul Kitchen. Is when my cousin invested. And then his best friend, apparently they'd been looking for somebody in the food industry to invest in. So my cousin was like, look, my cousin is doing this. Let's direct our attention there. So the two of them, I call them both my cousins now. They're my big brothers. They are everything.
Nice.
I love them so much. Like from business to personal to everything. I can sit down, I can talk to them. Like it's like a dream team. Like we all have different talents, we all have different strengths. And they do this thing where they ask me, and I get annoyed. So it means I have to like really vocalize my thoughts and explain to them, and it helps with the process because you know when you word things out and you have to explain them, you think, oh no wait, I could have done this instead. Okay, I'm gonna go that way. But they're very excited, they're very creative, so they just randomly throw things. What about this pizza? This Instagram video, this YouTube, can we do this? Can we add this? And that's what keeps it fresh. So I'm like, oh no, we can't do that. Oh, but we can. We can't do this because of da 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 da. And because they're so naive, they'll be like, but can we do this? And it works. Do you know what I mean? Because my educated brain is like, no, that's not possible. And their free and wild brain is like, no, can we not just do this? I'm like, hold on. Yes.
It works.
So the two of them really, really help. And then they come in and they look at things from a customer's point of view because when you're in it, you get defensive. You know what you know and you know what you've intended. This isn't working. This isn't lining up. What I thought we were doing this. And I'm like, oh yeah, we were. And then I thought we were going to do, and you know, so no, but I love them. It's dream team for real. Like really,
you seem very passionate, very free-spirited. But how does this impact you as a business owner? You know, because I know maybe you use a lot of social media in your marketing, your advertising. She has a very strong social media presence, so I want you to tell us, how does your personality shine when you're not in here and you're out there? How does that impact you as a business owner?
Okay, so it's one of these things where you want to believe that your personality doesn't affect your business, but it does. Even with the way both businesses work. So a lot of people don't know I'm the CEO or the owner of Elm, but a lot of people know I'm the CEO or owner of Soul Kitchen.
Of Soul,
Elm has a certain personality that whether I front it or not, nobody needs to know who the owner is. In Elm, people are worried about the processes. People want good food, they want it to come out quickly, and they want good customer service.
Absolutely.
They don't care who owns the business. But I found with Soul, for some reason, the personality
has to shine.
I don't know. I think it's because it grew with me.
And it's even in the name, you know, like Soul.
I think I feel like it grew with me. Like even from, I feel like people have followed it from its inception. People have followed it from Ebony's Kitchen to Happiness is Homemade to the Feast. A cute little thing that we did. You know, so I think people really. So with that, I find if I don't advertise, it doesn't really do well. But with Elm, no matter what, it sort of does its own thing.
Yeah, because we've been here quite a while. We've had some good human traffic coming in. So
and the location.
The location is
the location helps.
So it helps. Have you had any bad days? Have there been any days where you're like, nah, I don't want to do this? Or was there a day you actually said, listen, today I'm going to shed premium tears?
At least, I used to shed an hour a day.
That's too much.
I used to wake, just in case, I used to wake up an hour early every day for scheduled crying time in case I couldn't do life today. You know that I'm dealing with a lot of trauma, a lot of, like internal things. But work doesn't wait for you. And when the opportunity comes, you have to deal with the opportunity and deal with your stuff later. So I had a lot going on when we were starting with Elm and stuff, but it was like, I can't stop. I can't let this opportunity pass me by because this feeling is going to fade eventually, But at the same time, I needed to feel this feeling. So it's actually something my therapist said. She was like, when something is really, really funny, you laugh. When something's funny, you laugh. You don't excuse yourself to laugh. You don't apologize for laughing. Sometimes you do, but you laugh first.
It's almost instinctive.
You laugh. So she was like, if you're crying, I don't see why it should be any different. If you were shy about crying, you're sad, you're upset, your outlet is to cry. So make space for your tears. She was like, even if you're in the midst of people and you need a minute, excuse yourself, go and cry. Release it and come back. So I started purposely waking up an hour early in case I didn't feel like it. Because then I have an hour to convince myself and let the cry out and do that whole, whole body heaving. I promise. And then I can deal with my day. If my day is 7 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, it's a block that then when I get back home, I can finish my tears if I need to. But I've made space for it. I think that's my biggest takeaway as being a human being and being a business owner is make space for whatever it is that you're feeling, but know that you can't stop because of what you're feeling.
Yeah, that's true. But if you, in terms of like, not me wanting to know what your worst day is, but like your worst experiences. If you could change anything, being in this space in Ghana, what would you change?
It's the best part.
What are some of the things that nobody talks about, but you feel like I need to get this off my chest?
I'm gonna say it's the best and worst part of being in Ghana. It's the people.
Oh, okay.
It's the best and worst part of the business is the people that you hire. So I have people where I can close my eyes. I don't have to check. I don't have to call them. I don't. On a day-to-day basis, I know that whatever they're doing is for the betterment of the business. However they're behaving is for the betterment of the business. I can close my eyes to them. And then you have certain people that are doing everything to steal from you. Or to crumble your business, it's not even about crumbling your business at all. They just don't care about you. They're doing everything for the betterment of themselves. So if your business has to crumble for them, it's nothing. You'll teach somebody something, they just won't do it. There was a time here, we had like 10 different smoothie toppings, and my business partner texted me and was like, one of my friends said we've just been and we don't have any of the smoothie bowl toppings. I said, that's a lie. Because from where I'm sitting, I can tell you we have raisins, we have granola, we have honey, we have chia seeds, we have frozen. The bartender said we don't have any.
Why?
I also asked the bartender, he still reiterated, we don't have.
No, we don't have.
I came the next day, I found 8 of the 10.
So is it that they don't look or they're not bothered?
I couldn't be bothered to figure it out at that point because I know it's there and I even prompted you, I asked you. Check well.
That's all,
Check well.
That's all it takes.
You still told me no. Then I look incompetent because why have I put a menu with 10 somethings I don't have none of them?
That's true. That's true.
And that's what people are going to go away with. They're not going to go away with maybe the bartender didn't know. They're going to go away with this girl power. You put these things on your menu, you don't have it. That's what you're doing. That typical I don't have. That's what I've been trying my hardest. And that's something I learned that you can do everything right.
Okay.
Once you can't do everything yourself,
then your staff will be the ones sometimes to bring you
go
down.
wrong.
I've enjoyed this. Because it's been such an eye opener, honestly. But before we wrap up, we're gonna do 5 seconds with Mona. 5 things to get to know Mona. What is your go-to drink?
Do you know what? It's a Long Island iced tea. It happens quick and to the point. Like if you're drinking, there should be a point, right?
Well, I'm the wrong person to ask.
I need to get there and get there fast.
My friends are always so harassing me.
Long Island iced tea.
Okay, what is your favorite dessert?
Banoffee pie.
Banoffee pie. I should make her something.
It's simple but delicious.
What is your favorite thing to cook?
To cook.
Anytime you ask someone in a culinary space, they're just like, dun dun dun.
I don't know because
I'm
gonna go with pork. I don't know which kind of pork, but my pork always bangs.
Yeah,
whichever way I do it, whichever way I do it, it bangs. Okay. So I'm gonna go pork.
So then what's your favorite thing to eat?
Chicken.
What?
I just like chicken.
Mona.
My mom told me I was gonna have a poultry farm when I was older. And then I married a guy whose nickname is Two Chicken. It's almost like poetry.
Prophetic. Prophetic. And lastly, what is your idea of a perfect date?
Okay, so it'd have nothing to do with food.
Okay.
Because then my brain turns on and I wouldn't want to work. So it would have to be like painting or I don't know. Definitely not exercise oriented. I'm not climbing no hills. But like painting or like, I don't know, a couple's yoga class or generally like sensual and slow. And because every day of my life is
go.
So something slow and sensual and soft.
That's good. I'm almost tempted to ask what your, sorry, I'm very observant. I'm very much of a
my tattoos.
Tactile person, what they mean.
Okay. So this one says of God and Grace.
Okay.
My mom's name is Grace.
Okay.
My dad's name is God. No, but those are the two things that have kept me, except my mom's name being Grace, just the grace of God.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been very heavy and very prominent in my life. Like there's certain things I know I couldn't have done if not for God.
Yeah.
So, and my mom didn't want me to get any more tattoos, so I put her name in it. So
of course.
So God and Grace.
Okay.
And then this is half an elephant face.
Okay.
And my husband has the other half.
Aww.
Kind of obsessed with him a little bit.
Okay.
Our first gift, like after we started dating, was like a little baby elephant from Cape Coast. You know those little wooden ones?
Yes.
I really, really wanted one. So he got me. We were supposed to buy the set, but he convinced the guy to send us just one because I just wanted the baby one. And this is a couple
Tinkerbell. It looks
and a
like
baby
Tinkerbell.
bird. It's a couple. It's two birds.
It's actually two birds.
Yeah, two birds
on
sitting
a
on a branch and a baby bird flying away as per let bygones be bygones.
You want to tell us about
Everything.
that?
No.
I get it.
But you know.
I know.
You know.
I get it.
You know what it means.
That's cute.
But yeah, that was for that. So.
Okay. Well, it's been nice having you. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
I'll be back to try my 8th thing on the menu. No. Yes. And I'm sure we'll catch up soon, okay?
We definitely will.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.